Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the IRA Civic Center in Grand Rapids. At the moment, we're having issues with our soundboard, so I'm using earbuds right now to kind of commentate the game here. I'm doing camera 2 right now. Hunter Hillman, the camera guy, will be here for the varsity game. So right now, I'm just going to kind of do camera a little bit and try to commentate the best I can. So this junior varsity matchup is just getting underway from the IRA Civic Center. No score with 12:07 remaining in period 1. It's against Roseau and Grand Rapids. Should be a fun junior varsity matchup here. And of course the varsity game to follow as well at 6 o'clock tonight. An earlier start between the Rams and Thunderhawks. Brought out by the Thunderhawks. Provenzino sends it off the glass to neutral. Now back in the Rams zone. Sent back to neutral now. Now picked up by Verbeek for Grand Rapids. Verbeek driving in, number 14. Sends it to the net. Goes across to the near side here. Back in the Grand Rapids zone here, along the far half wall, tipped out by Verbeek, shot right back in by the Rams. Deep in the Rapids zone, going to pick it up is Hayden Davis for the Thunderhawks. Davis flips it up the board, so roll off, can't connect on the pass. Now the Rams, number 39, Hayden Nelson shoots it in. Now here comes Grand Rapids the other way. It's flipped in by number 16, Luke Dulong. Now back to neutral on the far side, the Rams will pick it up. Here is Nelson, deep in the Grand Rapids zone. Now in net for the Thunderhawks is Miles Gunderson. Miles Gunderson, number 30, in net. The sophomore goaltender. For the Rams is number 35, Carter Christensen. For this junior varsity matchup, we have 9:43 remaining in period 1. Scoreless between the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks and Roseau Rams JV team. Battle for in the Rams zone in the far corner right now. Along the backboards, back behind the net. It's going to be shot off the glass and all the way down by Roseau's number 16. Braxton Spildy goes all the way down for an icing stoppage of play with 9:09 remaining in period 1. Spildy goes all the way down for an icing stoppage of play with 9:09 remaining in period 1. So in between periods, I'm going to try and figure out this soundboard. It's not turning on right now, so we'll try to get that figured out for the varsity game and possibly for the second and third periods here for the junior varsity game. Back in the Grand Rapids zone, here is Kyle Hankey, number 19, sends it up the far half wall and shot out the neutral by Holcomb. 2-on-1 chance now for the Thunderhawks, shot right on by number 12, Xander Butterfield, and a save by the goaltender Christensen. Shots on goal so far, 6-0 in favor of the Roseau Rams. Well, actually 6-1 now after that shot by Butterfield. Face off to the left of Christensen. On the near half wall now, and sent out to neutral by Roseau. It's brought in by the Rams, number 23, Logan Hedlund. Now back behind the net, over to the far side, controlled by Grand Rapids. It's Hankey. Hankey up to Butterfield, catches the pass. Now goes through center ice, flips it in. Grand Rapids gets a switch here. Now the Rams control it. Brought in by Aaron, that was Aaron Wentzloff, number 12. And sent all the way down for an icing by Grand Rapids. 7:55 remaining in period one. Scoreless between the Roseau Rams and Grand Rapids Thunderhawks JV. A shot there and scores by number 26 of the Roseau Rams. That is Tegan LaPlante. That makes it 1-0 Roseau with 7:46 remaining in period one. Once again, 1-0 in favor of the Roseau Rams. It's again LaPlante scoring the goal for Roseau to make it 1-0. 7:14 remaining in period one. In the Roseau zone now along the near half wall. Out front on net, Christensen makes a save. Now a couple big hits here out front there as it's covered up by Christensen. So we have 5:22 remaining in period 1. 1-0 in favor of Roseau here. Once again, I apologize for the limited commentary for this game. It's just me right now doing camera, and now I'm trying to figure out the soundboard, which is not working at all. So that's been a pain for me. So try to do the best I can, as there's another shot there by the Rams, and they will take a 2-0 lead. A goal from number 36, Preston Lumbaum. That makes it 2-0 with 4:58 remaining in period 1. So we have 21 seconds remaining in period one. 2-0 in favor of Roseau in this junior varsity matchup. Last few minutes here, I've been trying to fix the soundboard, and it looks like it's broken. So I'm gonna have to go with a alternative option for this game here tonight for audio-wise. So I'll be able to do it though, so stay tuned for that. But it's again, I apologize for the limited commentary for this game. It's just me commentating and doing the camera right now, and then I've been trying to figure this other stuff out. So bear with us as I try to figure this out. So period one is in the books here from the IRA Civic Center in this junior varsity matchup. 2-0 in favor of Roseau. Scoring the goals were LaPlante and Lundbohm. Like I said, 2-0 after one period of play in favor of Roseau. We'll be back for the second period of play coming up from the IRA Civic Center. Well, welcome back everyone to the IRA Civic Center. We're just about ready for 2-0 Roseau after 1 period of play, and the puck has dropped for period number 2 from the IRA Civic Center. Shot in by the Rams into the Grand Rapids zone. A shot there goes just wide to the left of the net. Now in the near corner. The Thunderhawks will come away with it. Here's Hankey. Hankey sends it off the glass. It's going to go all the way down for an icing. It's again just getting underway for period number 2 from the Cliff Kelpie Arena and the IRA Civic Center. And it's official, my soundboard did break. Not sure how that happened, but the wires came out for some reason, and yeah, looks like it's shot, so we'll have to go with of course, after this junior varsity game, we have the varsity game between Roseau and Grand Rapids coming your way next on Up North Hockey. And before the JV game here, I did get an interview with Andy Lumbaum. I probably won't be able to play that now since I don't have a soundboard to play it through, so maybe I can. Maybe I could just play it through the microphone here. So play here in the Grand Rapids zone. It's going to be shot all the way down by Provenzino. Another icing against Grand Rapids. And another face-off coming up in the Grand Rapids zone. So face-off to the left of goaltender. That is not Gunderson in net there, number 30. It's Gavin Shrew, actually, number 30 as well. Gavin Shrew in net for Grand Rapids here for this JV game. Back in the Thunderhawk zone, sent in by Roseau. Now sent on net there, save True. Now here's Stauffer for Grand Rapids in the Thunderhawk zone. Sends it up to Owen Glenn. Now up to Caden Jacobson, up through center ice. Salisbury trying to pick it up, sends it towards the net, goes wide. Jacobson now on the near side. Trying to find a pass there, can't connect, poked away by the Rams, and they'll send it out. This is going to be brought in by Roseau's number 25, Tanner George. George sends it towards the net, goes wide now over on the far side along the half wall. To the point now, sent down to the corner. On the near side to George, number 25. It's a stick of a Grand Rapids player, goes up and out of play. 12:51 remaining in period 2. 2-0 in favor of the Roseau Rams. Thank everyone for tuning in here this afternoon or this evening for this JV matchup. Back at the Grand Rapids zone, Provenzino sends it over to Davis. Davis now up to neutral, trying to find Holcomb on the pass. It will not go for an icing there. Now the Rams pick it up in their own zone. Sent out by Cockley. Now deep in the Grand Rapids zone here. Kept in at the point by Caden Cockley. Now in the far corner, Grand Rapids sends it up the half wall, but they can't get it out. Still kept in by Cockley there, right at the blue line. Now back behind the net, Davis backhands it up the boards to the near side. Holcomb trying to pick it up, he will, sends it up to center ice. It's going to be shot all the way in by number 7 for Grand Rapids. That is Josh Osplund. Now back in the Grand Rapids zone, here's Mitchell Hausen. Over to Stauffer. Stauffer fumbles with it now. He recovers. Up to Roloff now. Roloff over to Verbeek. Now back behind the net. Here's Roloff once again. Now battle for it in that far corner. 11:30 remaining in period 2. 2-0 in favor of Roseau. Along the near half wall, shut down to the corner. But the point now, Grand Rapids is unable to keep it in. Shot all the way in by the Rams. Back behind the net. Roseau will come in and pick it up. And a shot right on there and covered up by the goaltender, Gavin Troop.
Yeah.
So 10:50 remaining in period 2. Still 2-0 in favor of the Roseau Rams in this JV matchup. The varsity game coming up is a big game for both teams. So we have a penalty coming up on Roseau's number 24, Aiden Severson. He's going to be heading to the box. Looks like it might have been a board or something like that. I personally think it was a pretty good check. It's going to be a 2-minute minor here on Severson. Not sure what it's for. Backhand shot there by Verbeek goes wide. It will be a 2-minute minor on Severson of Roseau. Power play for Grand Rapids, our first penalty of the game and first power play for the Thunderhawks. Looking to get their first goal of the game up at the point. A shot right on. Rebound chance, still loose. And they can't knock it in. And finally covered up by the goaltender, Christensen. So face-off coming up to the right of the Roseau netminder, Christensen. 10:14 remaining in period 2. Minute 38 remaining on the power play for Grand Rapids. Now all the way back through neutral. Here's Provencino in the Grand Rapids zone. And now he tried to pass it there. It got tipped on net by Hedlund of Roseau. Nice play there. Davis now in the Grand Rapids zone. To the half wall to Verbeek. Verbeek loses it now. Picked up by Roseau's Jake Wentzloff. Here comes roll-off now for Grand Rapids. In the Roseau zone, sends it out front. Can't get it on net there. Now Stauffer's going to come in and try to pick it up. Battles for it. Now Verbeek in there as well. Sent all the way down by Roseau. Obviously no icing on the play as Roseau is on the penalty kill. 50 seconds remaining on that power play for Grand Rapids. Now play at neutral in front of the benches. Back to Stauffer now in the Grand Rapids zone. Now to Hausen on the far side. Back to Stauffer. Stauffer up through center ice now. In the near corner. Still with it. Will Stauffer, number 6. To the point now. Hausen's able to keep it in. Right at the blue line. Now Stauffer on the near side across the ice over to Hausen. Shot right on. And a quick glove save for the goaltender, Christensen. 8:57 remaining in period 2. 2-0 in favor of the Roseau Rams. Still 21 seconds remaining on that power play for Grand Rapids. 50 seconds remaining on that power play for Grand Rapids. Face off to the left of Christensen in the Roseau zone here. Backhanded behind the net over to the far side by Wentzloff. In the far corner now, coming in to pick it up for Roseau is George. Now on the near side, up the half wall to Stauffer. Stauffer keeps it in. Now still trying to shoot it out, kept in by Jacobson this time, number 2. Jacobson to Salisbury now, back up at the point to the near side. Stauffer keeps it in. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey now. Roseau back at full strength. Grand Rapids is unable to cash in on the power play. Still 2-0 in favor of the Roseau Rams with 8:16 remaining in period 2. Still in the Roseau zone here. And it's going to be flipped out by the Rams, and it will go all the way down for an icing and a stoppage of play. So as I was saying before, a big game coming up for both teams for the varsity matchup. Grand Rapids, they're still holding on to that number 1 seed in Section 7 AA. They pretty much have to win out from what I've heard. That's what Coach Chido said. They pretty much have to win out against Roseau here tonight. Wayzata on Saturday, also Duluth Denfeld next Monday. And they are riding a 5-game winning streak. And then for Roseau, they are riding a 6-game winning streak. You know, it's a big game for them as well. They're looking to get that number 1 seed in Section 8 AA. They're battling for that seed, number 1 seed with Moorhead. You know, this game would help a lot if they were able to win the game here tonight. You know, Moorhead lost to Grand Rapids twice this season, and Section 8 AA does not do QRF. It is a coach's vote, so it's not going to be mathematically based. So there will be a coach's vote. So obviously, if they get the win here tonight, it'll be huge. But yeah, for Grand Rapids, it is QRF, and they're just above Andover in the QRF rankings. So every game is big for the rest of the season for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks and the Roseau Rams, for that matter. Shot there, a big save by the goaltender Gavin True. Roseau still with it in their offensive zone. Shot out front, doesn't get through traffic. 6:52 remaining in period 2. Now back to neutral, and it's going to be backhanded right back in by Wentzlaff. It's going to be shot all the way in by Grand Rapids into the Roseau zone, over on the far side now, along the half wall. And finally tipped out by the Rams, number 5, Jake Wentzlaff. Back in the Grand Rapids zone. Stauffer up to Hausen on the far side. Hausen shoots it in. In the near corner now, sent behind the net. Now out front, Roloff picks it up. Backhand shot, that goes wide, still behind the net in the Roseau zone. The Rams will come away with it here. It's flipped off the glass to neutral by number 20, Alex Wentzlaff. Stoppage of play here for an offside with 5:57 remaining in period 2. Still 2-0 in favor of Roseau. Face-off in neutral in front of the Roseau bench. It's going to be shot all the way in by Severson, number 24. Along the far half wall now. On the near side, it's going to be shot out by Grand Rapids. Here comes Roloff through center ice, trying to make a move. No, he loses the puck to the far corner in the Roseau zone. Now both teams battling for that puck in that corner. Grand Rapids will come away with it. Here's Verbeek. To the point to Stauffer. Stauffer can't keep it in. At neutral. Now over to Hausen. Hausen, number 4, will shoot it all the way in. Along the near half wall now in the Roseau zone. Battling for it in that near corner. Now Roseau will tip it out to neutral. Here's Davis for Grand Rapids. Flips it in on net. And the goaltender Christensen will keep it. Stoppage of play with 5:02 remaining in period 2. The puck to the far corner. Roseau zone. Now both teams battling for that puck in that corner. So face off here to the right of Christensen in the Rams zone. Sent up the half wall, now up at the point. Davis will shoot it in. Back behind the net now. Rams come away with it. Sent backhanded over to the near corner now. And it's going to be brought out by number 20 for Roseau. Alex Wentzlaff, deep in the Grand Rapids zone now in the near corner. Sent up to the point. It's kept in by number 26, Tegan LaPlante, shot right on. A save there for the goaltender, True. Looking at shots on goal, 19-9 in favor of Roseau as they still lead 2-0 over Grand Rapids with 4:29 remaining in period 2. Shot there, puck still loose, a couple big saves for True. Now it's going to be brought out by Grand Rapids. Here's Owen Glenn. He gets bumped off the play now. Back in the Roseau zone, it is Wentzloff. Now battling for it behind that Roseau net. Still battling. Now it comes out front. Jacobson with a shot right on. Rebound. Puck still loose, and it goes to the corner now. The Rams pick it up. They'll shoot it out of the zone. Blocked by Hausen as he shoots it back in. Now for the Rams, here's Alex Wentzloff. Wentzloff through neutral. Shoots it all the way in. Puck wraps around the boards. And the Rams are offside here. They have to retreat. Now here comes Grand Rapids up through neutral. Stauffer puts a shot right on, blockered away by the goaltender Christensen. That's going to be brought out by the Rams. Up through neutral, deep in the Grand Rapids zone. In the near corner now, battling for it. Tipped up the half wall now, up to the point. Shot there across the ice, over to the far side now. In that corner. Now sent up to the far point to Severson. Can't get a shot through there as it was blocked away by Butterfield. Now pass to center ice. Can't connect for Grand Rapids there. Goes all the way down for an icing. Stoppage of play. Face-off coming up in the Roseau zone. The Grand Rapids zone, excuse me. Face-off to the left of goaltender Gavin True. The sophomore goaltender for this Grand Rapids JV team. 3:02 remaining in period 2. 2-0 still in favor of Roseau. Along the near half wall. Down to the corner. Provenzino tries flipping up the boards. Kept in by Roseau as it's backhanded in by number 38. That was actually number 28, excuse me. Isaac Stenchman. Here comes Grand Rapids. Verbeek with it. Loses it to the far corner now in the Roseau zone. Battle for it behind the net. The Rams come away with it. Up at the point. Provenzino keeps it in. Puts a shot blocked away by Roseau. Now along the far half wall. Roloff will come away with it for Grand Rapids. Shoots it out front. Shot just wide by number 16. Luke Dulong. Now back out front, all alone is Dulong. Couple shots on, puck still loose. Now it's finally going to be flipped out, kept in by Davis though as he gloves it and shoots it down to the backboards. In the near corner. Sent up the half wall, still kept in by Davis. Davis with a shot right on. Another save there for Carter Christensen. He's been good so far for Roseau. He's made 13 saves for the Rams. Still have no goals so far. Shots on goal are 20-13 in favor of Roseau. The score is also 2-0 in favor of the Rams. A minute 44 remaining in period 2. Face off in the Roseau zone to the left of Christensen. One back by the Rams. It's sent up the boards by Wentzloff. Roseau is offside here. Stoppage of play. Face off coming up in front of the Rams bench. Brought up by Grand Rapids, backhanded in off the boards by Hausen to the Roseau zone. Now here's Wentzloff, Alex Wentzloff with it. Sends it up to neutral to number 25, Tanner George. George loses it. Along the far half wall now, Jacobson drives it out now up to Salisbury. Salisbury will pick it up for Grand Rapids. Salisbury puts a shot that goes wide. Now on the near side, Owen Glenn, shot there, blocked away and picked up by Cockley. Cockley sends it off the glass to neutral. Now skating back to get it for Grand Rapids is Will Stauffer. Just under a minute remaining in period 2. Still 2-0 in favor of the Roseau Rams. Now Stauffer loses it, picked up by Roseau. Now tipped away by number 18 of Grand Rapids, Ethan Zimmer. Play at neutral at center ice and shot right back in by number 20, Alex Wentzloff. Now on the near corner, Stauffer comes away with it. Up to Salisbury. Salisbury skates up with it. He's going to shoot it all the way down for an icing. Stoppage of play, 29 seconds remaining in our middle period. Face-off coming up to the left of Gavin True in the Grand Rapids zone. Grand Rapids wins it back. Here's Davis up the far half wall to Butterfield. Now trying to find Holcomb on the pass. Can't connect. It will go down for another icing here with only 18 seconds remaining in our middle period. Face off to the left of True once again. Sent towards the net, saved there by True. Now back up to neutral here in front of the benches. Tipped right back in by Roseau, only 5 seconds remaining. Davis will flip it out. And that's going to do it for period number 2 from the IRA Civic Center. Our score after 2 periods of play for this junior varsity matchup, it's the Roseau Rams 2 and the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks 0. Final period of play coming your way next on Up North Hockey. Well, sorry about that, everyone, for the only 30 seconds into this period, but I was busy talking to people, and I had to rush back up here to run cameras, so once again, I apologize about that. Third period underway from the IRA Civic Center. Still 2-0 in favor of the Roseau Rams in this junior varsity matchup. And now I do have a camera person here, so I'll do more play-by-play. Brought in by the Rams out front. And a shot that goes just wide. Now up at the point. Shaw hits a stick, deflects wide once again. Now Davis picks it up for Grand Rapids to number 16, Luke Dulong. And shot in by Roloff. Roloff coming in with speed, now coming in to pick it up. Now in the near corner in the Roseau zone. And kept it by Owen Glenn. He shoots it down to the backboards. Puck wraps around the net. Now on the near side, still in the Roseau zone, Butterfield trying to pick it up. He loses it to the Rams up the half wall now. And the puck will leave the zone to neutral. Here's Jacobson for Grand Rapids. Over to Hausen. Now the Rams will pick it up in their offensive zone there momentarily. Jacobson comes away with it now over to Glenn. Now up to Butterfield. Butterfield makes a move, picks it up now. He gets it poked away by number 16, Braxton Spildy. Now on the near side in the corner. Both teams battling for it. Now up at the point, Hausen with a shot right on. Pad save by Christensen. And now it's going to be brought up by Roseau. Now at neutral, here is Jacobson back in the Grand Rapids zone. Over to Salisbury. Now here's Hausen. Hausen loses his stick. He falls down. We're going to have a penalty coming up on the Roseau Rams here. Tripping penalty, power play coming up for Grand Rapids.
My soundboard doesn't work, that's why I'm using this. I'm just wondering, Eric has a nice soundboard, though, luckily for the next one.
Now this still works.
Yeah, it's broken. Never works.
I'll move this stuff eventually. That's this game.
Tried to get her as early as I could.
12:25 remaining in period 3. Once again, Grand Rapids on the power play, still looking for their first goal of the game as they trail 2-0 to Roseau. It's going to be sent all the way down by the Rams, and it's going to be played by the goaltender True now. Here's Davis for Grand Rapids back behind the net. Davis up to Holcomb, can't handle it. In the far corner, Davis once again shoots it behind the net over to Provenzino. Back to Davis now. Still in the Grand Rapids zone. Now coming in to pick it up is Roloff. He can't handle it. Looks like the ice might be a little wet still. Now coming away with it for Grand Rapids, sending it up. No icing there on the play as it's tipped in by Dulong. Down the near corner. In the Roseau zone. Here's the roll-off. Sends it out front. Can't connect. Now for Grand Rapids is Dulong. On the far side. Sends it behind the net. Now over to the near side. Shots on goal 21-15 in favor of Roseau. They still lead 2-0 over Grand Rapids. Verbeek now controls the puck. Sends it up to the point to Hausen. Now down to the near corner to Roloff. Roloff still with it. Going to the net. Puck still loose. And finally covered up by the goaltender Carter Christensen. Stoppage of play with 10:52 remaining in period 3. 28 seconds remaining on the power play for Grand Rapids. Face off to the left of Christensen in the Rams zone. Once again, we have the varsity game coming up at 6 o'clock here on Up North Hockey. I will once again have your play-by-play call. No Eric Johns tonight. He is having some kind of... He just had some kind of shot and he's not feeling the greatest. Some kind of back shot, so he will not be here tonight. Hopefully he can be back sometime this week. So I'll be doing the varsity game solo. Shot there by Roloff. Hits the pipe. Roseau back at full strength here. Sent back out front again. Number 16 for Grand Rapids. Luke Dulong. Couldn't get a shot off there, and now covered up by Christensen. Another stoppage of play here. Previewing the varsity game coming up. Roseau comes into this game with a record of 11-4. Grand Rapids with a record of 12-1. We have Grand Rapids at number 3 in our rankings, Class AA rankings in the state, and Roseau at number 12. And the story of this game, Roseau coming into this game with a 6-game winning streak, and Grand Rapids with a 5-game winning streak. One of those streaks will end tonight here at the IRA Civic Center. Two northern powerhouses coming your way next on Up North Hockey. Play at neutral. Now brought in by Roseau once again. Coming in to pick it up is Lundbom. Now it's going to be shot out by Butterfield for Grand Rapids. It will not make it for an icing. Sent up the half wall. Now it's number 25, Tanner George with it. George up through neutral on the far side.
Nice hair.
Now back behind the net in the Grand Rapids zone. Jacobson on the near side now to Osplund. Now it's center ice. Here comes Grand Rapids. Number 18 brings it in. Ethan Zimmer. Back behind the net now in the Roseau zone. 8:34 remaining in period 3. Still 2-0 in favor of the Roseau Rams. Now all the way back in the Grand Rapids zone. And we have an icing against the Rams here. So in Roseau's 6-game winning streak, they beat Thief River Falls, Warroad, Bemidji, East Grand Forks, Moorhead, and Duluth East. That Duluth East game was on Saturday. They beat the Greyhounds 6-3, and for Grand Rapids, their 5-game winning streak came against teams such as Moorhead, Warroad, Duluth East, Hermantown, and Cloquet. Last game was Cloquet. They won 6-0 right here at the IRA Civic Center, also on Saturday. Eight minutes remaining in period 3. Still 2-0 in favor of the Roseau Rams in this junior varsity matchup. The first 2 goals and only goals came in the first period. Scoring the goals once again was Tegan LaPlante and Preston Lundbom. That's where we stand with 7:37 remaining in period 3. Shot there, scores! That makes it 2-1. Hayden Davis, number 24. Scores to make it 2-1 for Grand Rapids. They still trail by 1. 7:33 remaining in period 3. Shots on goal right now, 22-18 in favor of Roseau. Brand new hockey game now. Like I said, 2-1 Roseau. Grand Rapids gets within 1 goal as Hayden Davis buries it. Face off here at center ice after the Grand Rapids goal. Roseau wins it back, now sends it up to neutral, intercepted by Hausen. Grand Rapids will be offside, they have to retreat. Now the Rams will come in and pick it up. Here's number 25. Tanner George up through center ice. George still with it now in the Grand Rapids zone. Doesn't get a shot off there as it's broken up by the Thunderhawks. And now it's going to be brought up by Salisbury for Grand Rapids. Noah Salisbury up to Owen Glenn, can't connect. Now all the way back in the Roseau zone. Over on the far corner now. Set to cross the ice to the near side, now to neutral. Coming to pick it up for Roseau is Tanner George. He gets knocked off the play, but he recovers with it. Out front shot. Hits the stick of Jacobson, goes up and out of play. Stoppage of play with 6:52 remaining in period 3. Like I said, 2-1 in favor of Roseau. Grand Rapids just got within 1 goal. It's a goal from Hayden Davis. So face off here to the right of goaltender Gavin True. Puck back to the backboards, now to the near corner. Roseau will pick it up. As it's Hedlund now battling for it, still in that corner. Now back to the backboards. Here's Dominic Provenzino. Up the half wall, kept in by Roseau's number 28, Isaac Stenchman. Now behind the net once again, still in the Grand Rapids zone, sent up to the near side. Now Butterfield up to Salisbury, poked in by Roseau. Back along the half wall, now to the corner. Here's Davis. Davis up to Butterfield. Puck will stay in the zone here. Still kept in. And now brought up by Salisbury to neutral. Salisbury shoots it all the way in. Deep in the Roseau zone. A shot there. Goes wide by Owen Glenn. Now it's going to be brought up by Rams into the Grand Rapids zone. Backhanded right back out by Provenzino. Provenzino once again trying to flip it up to a teammate. Now intercepted by Grand Rapids number 18, Ethan Zimmer. All the way back in the Roseau zone, going back to retreat within and pick it up is number 28, Stenchman. Kept it by Grand Rapids. Poke check to the corner by the goaltender Christensen. Along the far half wall now. And it will be flipped out by number 5, Jake Wentzloff. And brought right back in by Grand Rapids, number 7, Josh Osplund. Now back to neutral. Here comes Roseau. Picking it up is George. George, now he loses it. Puck to neutral and shot right back in by number 16, Braxton Spildy. Kept in by Roseau there at the point. Number 25 shoots it in, George. Now over on the far side. Flipped in by Severson. Along the far half wall now, Jacobson picks it up, flips it off the glass, gloved by Severson. He keeps it in. Now down to number 36, Preston Lumbaum. Scores! Number 25, Tanner George on the back door. That makes it 3-1. George from Lumbaum for the Roseau Rams with 4:43 remaining in period 3. Like I said, 3-1, Roseau. It's a nice play there by Preston Lumbaum. Over to George on the back door. 3-1, 4:43 left in period 3. So after Grand Rapids gets within 1 goal, Roseau comes right back and makes it another 2-goal lead for them, 3-1 like I said. Now here comes Roseau once again. It's George. George sends it out front, now sent up to the point by Provenzino. Shot there goes wide by number 16, Braxton Spildy. Now over on the far side, Severson. And now flipped out by Grand Rapids, Luke Dulong. Davis now for the Thunderhawks. Davis driving up with it. Now Davis back to roll off. Shot out front. Can't connect on the pass there. Now on the far half wall. Provenzino down to the corner. Back to the half wall now. Severson trying to pick it up. Puck leaves the zone and shot right back in by Provenzino. 3:50 remaining in period 3. Still 3-1 in favor of the Roseau Rams in this junior varsity matchup. Up at the point, Jacobson will not be able to keep it in. Here comes Roseau's Jake Wetzloff. Over to George. Shot blocked away by Hausen. Now Hausen up to Roloff. Up at center ice. Roloff still with it now into the Roseau zone. Roloff makes a move. Still with it over on the far side. Out front to Hausen. He gets it poked away now. Now a penalty coming up on the Roseau Rams. Number 5 heading to the box for Roseau, Jake Wetzloff. That'll be a 2-minute minor. So another power play here for Grand Rapids with 3:20 remaining in period 3. They trail 3-1 to Roseau. One back by Grand Rapids. They are on the power play. Now the Rams will intercept it, sent all the way down. Back in the Grand Rapids zone, chasing for it is Hausen. Hausen with it. 3 minutes remaining in regulation. To Salisbury, tips it up to Jacobson. Now backhanded in by Caden Jacobson, number 2. Back behind the net. In the Roseau zone, sent up the boards. Now at neutral. Provenzino flips it right back in. Now gloved by Cockley. Taken away by Provenzino. Sent out front. Now the Rams will come away with it. Glenn up to Davis. Davis shot goes wide. Hits the backboards down to the far half wall. Salisbury picks it up. Back to Provenzino at the point. Provenzino shot right on. Tried to knock it in there. It was Glenn. Couldn't get a hold of it. Now sent all the way down by Roseau. 1 minute remaining on the Grand Rapids power play. And 2:15 remaining in period 3. Here's Davis with it. Up through center ice. Davis still with it, number 24. Davis now in the near corner. Back to Roloff. Roloff sends it behind the net. Back over to Davis. Davis loses it now. Here's Cockley for Roseau. Flips it through neutral. Now back in the Grand Rapids zone. Here's Jacobson. Up to neutral to Glenn. Now shot all the way down by Davis. And it will be an icing. Grand Rapids still in the power play here for another 31 seconds. Minute 50 remaining in period 3. Still 3-1 in favor of Roseau in this junior varsity matchup. Shots on goal 25-19 in favor of Roseau. Face off here to the left of True. One back by Grand Rapids in the near corner. Now Verbeek comes away with it for the Thunderhawks. Verbeek advances with it up the half wall. Verbeek now loses it to number 36, Preston Lumbaum. Now brought in by Grand Rapids, number 16. So Luke Dulong. Now out front, Hausen with a shot right on. Grand Rapids will pull their goaltender now, as Roseau will be back at full strength. 6-on-5 hockey now, as goaltender True is on the bench. Minute 10 remaining in period 3. Grand Rapids still trails by 2 goals. Now sent out. Hausen can't hold the blue line. Hausen back to Provenzino now. Over to Hausen. Intercepted by Roseau. They're going to put a shot on. Goes wide there. Just under 1 minute remaining in period 3. Another shot. Goes up and out of play. Hits the netting. Stoppage of play here with 49 seconds remaining in period 3. Rams lead 3-1.
Grand Rapids will pull their goaltender now, as Roseau will be back at full strength.
So face off here to the left of True. He's forced to go back in. 5-on-5 hockey here. Now out front, shot there by number 17 for the Rams. Jackson Haugen. Save there for True. 40 seconds remaining in regulation. That'll be a high stick against Roseau. Well, the whistle face off all the way back in the Roseau zone. Face off to the left of goaltender Christensen. See if Grand Rapids can get something going here. With only 35 seconds remaining. Scores! Right off the face-off, Grand Rapids scores to make it 3-2. 1 goal game. Not sure who scored that, but looks like it might have been number 16, Luke Dulong. I'm not totally sure on that. Now the goaltender True will go back and net here. So still 31 seconds remaining. We'll see if Grand Rapids can tie it up now. 3-2 Roseau. One back by the Rams. Here is Spildy. Sends it across the ice to the far side. Tipped in by Grand Rapids. Roll off with it. 20 seconds remaining. Roll off. Out front to Hausen. Can't keep it in. Trying to put a shot on there. Now all the way back in the Grand Rapids zone. Gavin True on the bench. 6-on-5 hockey here. Roll off. 10 seconds remaining. Roll off. Trying to find Verbeek on the pass. And it will be flipped up by Roseau to neutral. 4 seconds remaining. Hausen will put a shot. Doesn't get on net. And that's going to do it here from the IRA Civic Center. A very entertaining junior varsity matchup between the Rams and Thunderhawks. Good effort by both teams. Final shots on goal, 26-21 in favor of Roseau. Just about had a late comeback for Grand Rapids, but they fall 3-2 to Roseau. Good hockey game here, expecting good game as well for the varsity game coming up here at the IRA Civic Center. That's coming your way next on Up North Hockey at 6 p.m. Once again, 3-2 Roseau over Grand Rapids for this junior varsity matchup.